I experienced firsthand in Abercrombie and Fitch. I walked in there a few months ago, and nobody gave me any service. And as soon as, a skinny, pretty girl walked in, all of a sudden, the salespeople were very, very friendly and were so willing to help. And I asked them what sizes they carry, and they told me, not yours.
Even once I walked into a Laura Petite by accident instead of a regular Laura or a Laura Plus, and that was when I was kind of told, like, hey, get out.
Part of the reason that I was so interested in doing this documentary was because as someone who is interested in fashion and someone who wants to start a career in fashion, I always feel like there's a certain image that I have to portray to the world, and that is, one of being fashion forward.
I have been plus size for a really long time, since I was probably like 12 or 14. And I've always kind of had weird experiences with stores. I've walked into stores before and been told, can I help you? There was no way I was going to fit into those clothes.
But I found recently, especially because over the last few months I have gained some weight, I have an impossible time shopping.
I don't know, I don't want to say shamed out of stores sometimes, but I certainly have a difficult time finding clothes, and especially finding clothes that fit properly, because a lot of stuff is built, especially for plus sizes, with stretch, and so once it starts to stretch, then it stops fitting anymore. And I find that a lot of shirts, because I'm busty, they have, room for the bust, and then it's way too big in the stomach, or it fits in the stomach, but it's not big enough in the chest. So I've always really had a hard time buying clothes.
I've noticed that in a lot of higher end, more expensive stores, the level of service for certain women with alternative body types does go down a little bit.
Yeah, basically I feel like any store that isn't a plus size store, I can't go into it because I'm just going to get laughed out of there.
I don't necessarily get the service that I think I deserve, and I notice that there's an imbalance in terms of the service that people who work in retail are giving certain women.
Going into this, I wanted to see what kind of discrimination, if it was just me facing this, or if other women had the same experiences as well, and if it was the same across the board.
Let's see, the biggest size that I can find. Usually I find it goes from like 00 to like a 10. Sometimes it starts at 1 and goes to like 13 or 15. These are in the 30s because it's European sizing.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good, how are you?
Good, thanks.
So this is the largest button-up shirt I can have. As you can see, I have to actually hold this shirt together because it just doesn't fit anywhere. So we were just in Susie Shear, and I had one of the sales girls walk past me probably 3 or 4 times and didn't say absolutely anything to me at all. She would go talk to the other customers, see if they needed help and if they wanted to change room or anything, but she would make direct eye contact with me and not say anything, so that was a little upsetting.
So we just left Susie Shear, and while Alicia was busy trying to get someone's attention, I was looking at sizes. I found 2 items in the whole store that were over a size large, and they were an XL.
Are you guys doing okay with everything? Yeah. Want me to get a size for you? You got it? Awesome. No problem.
Sure, thank you.
No problem.
So this is the biggest size in Guess jeans, and I can't even get them past the middle of my thighs.
So I think Guess probably has one of the worst reputations when it comes to treating everybody equally, even people with alternative body types. The one sales associate that was in there was actually really nice to me. She asked if she could help me with anything, and when I was in the change room and I was frustrated because the jeans weren't fitting me, she brought me another option. I think that she was a great sales associate, but I don't necessarily know that you could find someone like her in all Guess stores.
We just walked out of Michael Kors and we got hi and then nothing. No, didn't want to, don't worry, I don't want to be on your mailing list. I don't want to, see the same bag in other colors, whatever. Like no service at all.
Michael Kors was an interesting experience. I personally love Michael Kors, and I've been wanting to add Michael Kors to my collection. But when we walked in, all we got was a quick hi, and that was absolutely it. And I could overhear the same sales associates talking to other customers about the different promotions that they have and the new inventory that they're going to be getting in, giving them all sorts of information and trying to make them feel like comfortable and feel like they're cared about. But for some reason, when we were in there and we were looking around, we were talking about the different things we were interested in, nobody came to offer any suggestions or offer any help.
How are you doing over here? There's not making up your mind, or?
I'm just taking another quick look.
Yeah, sure. Just so you know, it's buy one, get one 50% off everything in the store with the exception of the sale merchandise.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. All set?
Yep,
You go right in the first one there, okay?
thank you.
No problem.
Oh, there's a huge gap.
How we doing with the pants?
They were okay.
You're okay?
Yeah.
Was there something I could find a little better?
No, it's okay.
So I just left Reitman's and I actually feel kind of upset. I always kind of assumed that I was between regular and plus, and that kind of just confirmed it for me. I tried on the smallest plus size pants and they were too big. And I tried on the biggest regular pants that I could find and they were too small. And yeah, it just kind of sucks because I can't fit into the biggest regular and I can't fit into the smallest plus. So I don't really know where I fit in, and it just kind of has me in a little bit of a sour mood now. Even though I understand the way retail works and I understand, the negative stereotypes that people have against, women who may even carry a little bit of extra weight or women who are curvier and don't fit that sort of superficial skinny mold, it still really upsets me when I see it.
I guess I just expected that Anywhere wasn't going to treat us well, and I don't think I was really disappointed by that either.
I was surprised to a certain extent with the experiences that we had. I didn't think that the majority of them would be negative, and it turned out that they actually were. I didn't feel that I was greeted the way that I would expect to be greeted. We would get, a simple hi, how are you? And that was pretty much it.
I want to say that I'm surprised, but I wasn't. I know that people get treated badly in stores, and I know that, customer service is, I don't want to say designed for, thin or rich people, because we even tried a couple stores where it just was like I don't want to say a class barrier, but a financial thing. We walked into, we walked into a Michael Kors, and I was carrying a 9 West bag. Like, they're equal levels of, prestige, I guess. And I got completely ignored there as well. And, I didn't get the offer of, oh, this is our special deal this week, or, whatever. And it's because I had the label on my bag turned in. And if it had been turned out, I'm sure it would have been a different experience.
I would go into stores and I would try on their biggest size and they just wouldn't fit. And I would try on, the smallest plus size that I could find and they wouldn't fit. And it's just like, I feel like I don't fit in anywhere. And it may seem a little pathetic because, they're just clothes. But, I mean, to me, being someone who is interested in fashion, it's so much more than that. And it just, I honestly, I feel like I don't belong anywhere.